We can't hear you guys. I'm not sure if the class has started, but we can't hear you.
The setup on the computer.
How about now, guys? Hello?
I could hear you now.
Yes, that's better.
Thanks for saying that. Thanks for speaking up. So we're talking about money and why we do this, and you won't be able to see me actually on the board I'm writing, but hopefully you'll get along. So we're going to talk about a database, right? Which by far, besides open house, is the most important class in this entire series. I'm telling you right now. Contract and all that stuff is all fun, but your database is probably more important than anything you're gonna do. Anything you're gonna do. How many people we have on Zoom, by the way? I don't want to ignore you. Don't ignore you. I tend to do sometimes. So, is it just you, Doriella? Doriella, yeah. Am I saying that right?
Good morning.
Doriella.
It's Diorella.
Doriella. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you this morning?
Good. So you all introduce yourself to me. So my name is Jim Cerrone. I've been doing it for a little over 32 years, right here in town. So I've never, had real estate in California, done it all here. And we were joking earlier. I need to know what this business is about. I'm still trying to find that out. I really am, because every day it's changing. Every day it's something new. And you never figure it out. You never get to figure it out. But that's fun and all. No deal's the same. That's what makes it fun. And you make good money. Which brings me to my point. So your database. Who has a database right now? You do. Good for you. Well, we know that. Anyone else at all? No. Well, you kind of do, because it's actually right here. It's actually right here. I mean, this is your database right here. So this is everything, especially when you're new. By the way, that can you by the way, a $3.1 million deal I'm talking about? Where did that come from? From a friend, someone you already knew. Your first deal is Robert again, so Robert will come from somebody you know. In your case, how long you been in Vegas?
6-7 years.
Oh, well, yeah, it will. I promise you will. Think back when I say that. When you do your first deal, it'll be a relative or a friend. So those are the first ones you want to, I should say, talk to. Yeah, I was going to say something else. Take advantage of it. No, but yeah, talk to them. Tell all your friends, family, everyone you know that you have a license to sell real estate, and don't become that guy of fucking them about real estate every 5 minutes. Just let them know. Remind them every once in a while. So how many? You have a database, Gabriel. How many people are in your phone right now in your database?
I just cleared it out because I got a new phone.
Oh shit, well, roughly how many before that?
Probably like 200.
200?
Yeah.
How about you? How many people you have? Hey guys, ladies, how many people you have in your phone right now? Your database?
Many, but not from here from Washington. I moved from Washington,
Okay.
so maybe 300.
But most of them are in Washington, unfortunately, right?
Like
Yeah.
5-6 here, but how many people?
Okay. Good.
Maybe about 90.
90, okay. And I guess you do probably 3,000 more.
902 contacts on my phone because I have international contacts from different businesses that I did before. I kept a lot of contacts from. I failed in 4 different businesses before I actually succeeded in this one. So I got information. These are all the contacts that I have on my phone that I attached to my Google account.
Wow, okay, very cool. So you think there's a deal in there somewhere? I assure you there.
I definitely hope I have what it takes to get a deal out of 900.
Well, yeah, what it takes.
Even if I'm 1% of this, I'll get 9 DLCs out of my phone. It's just on a 1% basis. And
Well, let's talk about going forward. So you want to build your database, so that's what I say. Open house and database are two most important classes in this entire series. Well, open house is one of the best ways you're gonna find people to put in your database. So if you really were, again, full time, who's doing this full time? Whoa. No,
and I have
Semi.
different bits. I am gonna be putting 40 weeks a year, but I don't think 40 hours should be considered full time on a business level.
no, more like 50, to be honest with you.
No, at least 75 hours a week. That's how I was able to succeed on business. But
Okay, all right.
I will be a part time until numbers start matching up. So
Well, let's say, could you put 5 hours a day towards this business?
No.
Okay, in those 5 hours, how many people can you add to your database? Roughly,
One.
one?
no, bro, you should be able to add about 4 people an hour.
No, I'm trying to be real here.
No.
I'm trying to be real, so I'm gonna say 2 or 3.
Okay.
One is very realistic, because even 90% of people can't do that, so.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to give you guys something to shoot for. If you put 1 in, you do it better than probably most of the realtors out there. I promise you are. But let's say 2. 2. And again, I've never done it before, but I was on the way to teaching you guys. I thought, so many people get in this business, they drop out, they go in, they get out, and I don't think you grasp how much money you can actually make. Let's face it, we all didn't want to do this, but don't we want to make good money doing this, right? I mean, ultimately, we want to make very good money doing it, so 2, Robert said 2 for 1 a day, I'm gonna, you said 900 a day, whatever it was.
No, that's what I have. That's what was my contacts.
So, but I'm gonna go 2, is that realistic, is that kind of long, small, okay, 2 a day. Someone's gonna have to help me with some math here, so 2 a day, times how many days?
5, 6 days a week.
6 days a week, you said? 5, 6 days a week? Let's call it 5, because I'm trying to be as conservative as I can. So what is that? That's 10.
That's 10.
That's 10 a week. 10 a week, and that's pretty very conservative. How many weeks are in a year?
54.
And what is that, 552?
That's I have 550.
Let's-
No,
let's-
540.
Let's take out 2 weeks for 52 weeks a year.
Oh,
Let's
520.
take out 2 weeks for vacation, so 50 weeks, so 500.
520.
500 people per year. So if I was doing this from day 1, I should have over 1 million people in my database, so let's say you're doing it 2 years, you got a talent. You think you can make some money off of it? If you just do 2 people, 2 people.
You could do 6 deals with
And that-
500.
And that's below standard, quite honestly. If you wanna be a top producer, or at least make some good money, you're gonna wanna do at least 3 or 4 a day. And if you don't need to do all the crap, let me tell you to do sometimes. We overthink the business sometimes. All you gotta do is this right here, this is the crux of everything. Has anyone ever shop at Kohl's department store?
Yes.
You ever given them your name and your number and all that? But what do?
They harass you over the phone.
They bombard the shit out of you, like,
Las Vegas Athletic Club used to do that.
They bombard you with mailers, right? I haven't gone there in a very long time, but I remember, spend $10, we'll give you $500, constant barrage. But every time I get one of those big coupons, I'm buying school clothes for my grandkids, and I used it, I end up going there, not somewhere else. But the point I'm trying to make, you gotta stay in touch with these guys. You can't just put them in there and forget about them. So you should, in theory, you should call. I'm gonna go a little on the way, you should call 5 of these people per day. 5 per day, okay? 5 per day, that's 25 people for the entire week, if you're taking 2 days off and 30 people if you're working 6 days. That's a lot, if you do that, I promise you, you'll make $250,000 a year. That's a pretty bold statement, right? Well, let's see how it goes, so if we're gonna contact 5 people a day. Okay, right, so how many people would do in a year, what is that in a year?
Was it
5 times 5, 5 times 50.
5 times 50, 5 times 50 is what? That, is that that?
No, 1,250.
Sure.
5 per day,
1,000,
5 per day.
5 per day times 50 days, 50 weeks, right?
What?
Oh,
No, 5 per day.
It's actually 25.
It's actually 20, if you work 5 day week, it's actually 20
Yeah,
a week.
There you go,
20
1,250.
Okay.
What do you say?
5 people a
What do
day,
you-
5 days a week for 50 weeks is 1,250.
Was that the euro?
What do you say when the interest rates are so high though? You know what I mean? Like how do you present these opportunities when the interest rates are so high right now?
That's a great question. Like, can I get to that later? I promise you.
Sure, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just thinking.
I don't want to blow you up, but I'll lose my train of thought.
Nope, that's
But
fine.
basically, that is a great, phenomenal question. And could you remind me of that if I forget it? I appreciate it. So,
Yes, sir.
1,250, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
1,000.
Yeah.
Well, 250. Holy crap, that's contacting 1,250 people a year. And am I asking you to do anything of that outrageous? I work for someone in my office in Green Valley. He does this every day. You know when he does it? Throughout the day. I think that's a big key to it. He doesn't sit down and say, now I'm gonna make my 5 calls. He calls 2 people in the morning. He calls 1 in the afternoon. He calls the other 2 at night. Whatever he's sitting in a doctor's office, he'll pull out his phone and make a call. Hey, just want to catch up, how you doing? And it's not a big thing, not only about real estate, it's about whatever you want to talk about. We all have friends we want to keep in touch with. You have friends you want to keep in touch with, but you never do, and you think, God, I need to get in touch with that person. You've done that, right? So if you do that, you'll find yourself, and by the way, the person I'm talking about, he makes $500,000 a year, almost year in, year out, in his pocket. And you work at 100% company, so all the money goes to you. Not yet, it will. When you do your 3 deals and you're done with that, it will. You'll put all the money in your pocket, I promise you. You get a commission check for 25,000, you get 25,000. You don't get split with some broker or whatever like that. We have a different model. That's why so many people cover it. So we just proved that that's a real number, correct? 1,250. Of that, how many deals do you think you can make on 1,250? So that's not good grade. I want to be conservative now.
15.
12, 10% rule. Or am I being too pessimistic?
12.5, right? Robert says 15. Anybody else want to throw a number?
I think those are both yes.
10.
10. I'm gonna go with 10, because I think it's more of a realistic number, quite honestly. Especially these days, okay, so 10 deals a year, 10 deals a year. Have I not just proved to you that this can be done? I hope I have. This is not rocket science, it's very simple.
Now you got 5 weeks to close 1 deal, the math should add up to it.
And you right now, you gotta deal with dogs, driving and truck breaking down.
Yeah, but I'm seeing that more of a, people trust their groomer. I can already see people contacting me to buy houses and stuff because of that.
No, I'm not doubting that, trust me, I'm not, what I'm saying is, what you have to go through to make good money, to make that money. I'm making 5 freaking calls a day here, I'm not doing
Yeah.
brain surgery, I'm not curing cancer, I'm making 5 phone calls a day. And yet, I hate to say it, I don't know, I hope that, besides this group, no one does it. No one will do it. No one will do it. Why do you think that is, Dave? Why do you think that is?
Lazy, discouragement,
Risky.
risky.
What the Urella said on the phone, is
Some
very,
people just don't, they want something comfortable, they want something where they for sure get the pay.
Yeah, fall for it.
This one, you have to work for.
Yeah, you gotta take a risk.
Yeah.
You gotta give up the honey to get the bees, yeah.
but you know it's there waiting for you, it's there. It's hard, I'm not saying it's not hard, it's very hard. Who agrees that this business is hard? How long you been in it so far?
Very long.
Robert, hard, right?
It's hard.
In my brief experience with property management, even though I had success, it was that. It was like, go ahead, constant. No, but the concept is the same. Like you had to push it and push it and push it until they finally go.
Yeah.
And I believe this is probably even worse because we're talking far more many dollars than rental.
So first I'm talking about, he's so docile and he's just like very calm. He never raised his voice. He just very, and he makes $500,000 a year. And I ask him, what the hell do you do? Number one, he follows Brian Buffini. So if you ever look up Brian Buffini on Google or whatever, you can kind of get some ideas on what it's basically relationship selling. That's what it is. It's not cold calling. Who wants to cold call in this room?
I don't know how long. If I have to, I will, but I already done that before on insurances and
I'm gonna say hell no. Right? Who wants to call? Who wants to call fire lifting? Anyway.
I know a bunch, but I'd rather do that than
Well,
call.
first of all, you're new, so you're gonna compete with a bunch of realtors that already know what they're doing, so that's not a lot. Who wants to knock on doors in 110-degree weather?
That's another big no-no.
Yeah, that big fat no. Ken, you wanna do that or no? Go around neighborhoods, knock on doors,
I can do that.
have dogs 2 year apart. You can do that.
No, you can, but you want to. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, you want to.
Yeah,
Some people do that and have success.
if I have to move and I have to not go, I will.
Hold on. I'm gonna have to mute this bureau. But you would do that. I get it. Yeah,
I'm
like,
sorry, I can't really hear.
you're on?
Yeah, I said I can't really hear you.
Well, did anyone else hear me or no?
It just sounds muffled.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's fine.
I'll try to stay near the microphone then, well, unless I'm over there. How about now? Any better? Huh? Hold on.
Yeah, it's better. It's better.
Okay. So anyway, I think I just pointed out it's very easy to do, right? Not very easy.
But the time into it, it's achievable.
But I'm talking about making 5 phone calls a day to people you know and love. Well, you know, may not love them, but people you know. Anyone you give it, I haven't written a check in 35 years, but I'm still saying anyone you give a check to. Anyone who you give money to for services should be in that database. Wouldn't you agree? A doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, a landscaper, a freaking anyone who works for you. Every day, think of your day, you probably pay people all day for different things, right? Different things, and yet they're not reciprocating by letting them be their realtor. Why? You probably don't have, number one, you gotta have, right? Makes sense, this all makes sense, I hope so?
Yeah.
Okay, so, we're gonna do 10 deals a year, and what's the average sales price today?
450.
550.
550, yeah.
450, roughly. All right, I should know this by heart, but what's 3%, 2.5%, not 3% anymore, but 2.5%.
Okay, so 2.5. We're talking about 11,000-ish. The 2.5 commission.
2.5%. 11,000?
11-ish.
11,250. 11,250. In your pocket. All right, I know about expenses, we have all that stuff, but would you agree on one deal, it's a pretty good chunk of money, right? And there are deals you're gonna make for $600, there are deals you're gonna make for
Times 10
$350.
equals 102,000, 112,500 a year if you did 10.
30% of that goes to Uncle Sam.
112 what?
112,500.
Yeah, that won't take money from there, but. If I would ask everyone in this room what they wanna make in the first year of real estate, most of you are probably gonna say 100 grand, right, pretty much, yeah.
I have always said if I could do them my first year with the wage 20 to 30,000, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Well,
Realistic.
20 to 30,000,
Take home,
okay, well, that's good, that's.
realistically, starting out, not knowing.
Yeah, I like your realistic approach. But what I'm saying is this is realistic, is it not?
Yes.
Realistic.
And you're making $150,000 a year. And if it gets a little tough. You gotta push through, guys, you gotta do it. You're gonna put people in your database, which we're gonna talk about in a minute, I promise. But you can't just cave in that's the first sign of trouble, or the first sign of complexity. And that's what all people do. I don't wanna see you guys do that. I don't wanna see you guys do that, like I've seen people do over and over again. I'm sick of seeing it. I've done this company for 10 years. I've seen people come and go. I've seen people come and then make, like I said, one of them makes $500,000 a year, year in, year out. Year in, year out. We follow private fee. And I hope that means something to you, I really do, because I've never actually done that before. And people complaining right now that pen. People complain right now, 2.5% is all I get. You've heard that, people say that? No? Yeah, Kim? Why, it's been 3% all along, it's been 3%. But what was the 3% of? We're talking back in the day.
180,000, 150,000.
Thank you. So, Robert, one last time, buddy. 180, let's call it 180. What's 3% of that? Well, that's gotta be like
3% of that?
3% of 180,000.
36, 44, 44, 44.
It's 5,400.
55,000.
No,
5,400.
5,400. I'm not even gonna put it on the board, because obviously it knows on your face. That's what we were getting paid off, 3%, we were making 3% all day, no problem, right? We make 5,400. Now, times 2.5% of 450,000, well, we did that earlier, right?
11,250.
You see what I'm saying? But don't let people say 2.5% is not good money, it's freaking phenomenal money. Probably hit on the head, I'm gonna say around 180, even though it was 250, it's still gonna be a hell of a lot lower.
My first property here in 2011, I think, 3 homes.
Well, you still own it? Oh,
I just sold it, 2 years
you
ago.
triple your money or quadruple your money?
325,000.
Okay, and you paid 50.
And I think.
All right. Yeah. And that's the last thing I would say is if you guys get it to make this kind of money, if you don't invest in real estate, shame on you. You should, you need to. You're already talking about rental property, good for you.
I'm already planning, well, first we need to get a better house than the house that we have right now. I mean, it's only $52,000 away from getting paid off, but we need a bigger house.
So
we
pay it
gotta-
off and rent it out, don't tell it.
Oh, no, that's the reason, a few years back, before I got into real estate, we were about to sell it to buy a new one. I was lucky enough to be there on inspection day, and the inspector looked the other side to show me something, and I noticed that it was gonna be the biggest mistake. My wife thought it was a $30,000 repair, and we knew that it was about a $200,000 repair. We almost
What was it? Was no leaky faucet?
yeah, pretty much the pipes could burst at any time. No. Like everything was like on a very thin ice to start causing catastrophes, and it was on a second floor. And I did marketing for a restoration company, and I've seen bad things. We're talking about a lot of money, a lot of time, and
Well, I'm not to outdo Robert, but.
I'm planning to rent this one out. I pay 90
Okay.
for this house, and now it's worth about
Now-
250.
250.
And-
So again, not to outdo your story, but when the market crashed, my wife and I, we had 9 rental properties, we lost every one of them, every last one of them, including our own home. So we went and purchased a little home over in called Lamplight Village over in Silverado Ranch. Paid 110 for it. It's now worth about 425. And it brings in almost $2,000 a month, rain or shine.
So pretty much, I already had my first rental. I just need to get my actual forever home. I don't like to call them dream homes because when you want a dream house, you're paying for a dream, something that it's not gonna end up being a nightmare. So I like the terminology forever home.
Yeah.
That you just don't mind keeping upgrading and just staying in it. And yet just keep investing on it.
Has anyone ever heard of the term house hacking?
I want to learn about the foreclosure process to see if I can self-invest.
Yeah. Has anyone heard of the term house hacking? You never have?
I've
House
heard of it,
hacking?
I don't know what it is.
House vacuum?
Hacking.
House hacking.
I heard, but I never knew what it was.
So if you're young, you can do this. You buy a home, you move in, you live in it for 1 year. in a day. Cause you know, if you buy a home before, buy another home before then, you go what, how much down, 20%?
Yeah.
Because it's investment. You move out of that home, you go on the next one. And you do that 5 or 6 times, and you'll never need a 401k, you'll never need retirement, you'll never need anything. You'll buy a home, live in it, if you find a significant other that will go along with this, you can do it. Live in a year, Ken,
I've heard of that, but I
You've heard of
never knew there was a term for it.
it's called house hacking.
Yeah, I say pretty much if you buy and sell before the year, I mean, it has to be your primary residence.
Yeah,
Cause if you buy, you move out and you rent it away, it just loses out. It needs to be your primary residence. 365 days minimum. That's why he said 366 days cuts
Yeah.
on.
so the point is you put 5% down, so if but not anyone can do that, but it's easier to come up with 5% than 25%, right? So you just buy a home, you guys, get you guys here. You should be, and you too, you should be hearing it, you should do it. You should do it, if I had done it, well, I probably still would be working because I like doing it, but you don't have to worry about anyone firing you or anything like that, you just, it takes some doing. I mean, let's face it, you have to find a mate that will do that with you,
And there's
Take
ways to
that
buy your
care.
first home if you don't have it, right?
Yeah.
There's always something going on.
25,000 government will.
my first home was $47,000. And my wife and I literally had no clue how we're gonna make a payment of $410. No clue. Let's talk about 1979 too. It's all relative, the same shit, it's the same thing now. It's the same exact thing now. It really is.
Well, and on top of that, there's always things going on. One of my customers' son just bought his first house in by the DMV on North Decatur. And you know how much he closed for interest? A 19-year-old kid, which pretty much didn't have time to grow his credit, he's getting 5% interest.
Wow.
Because he's working for the police, I mean, as a beginning intern. And it was the first house, plus I think the development, got him a deal because of a lot of things and they want to get it out. So when everybody's paying 8%, he's paying 5%. The opportunities are out there. And that just opened my eyes. It's up to you to do your due diligence and
But that depends on the lender.
yes, but the thing is, that's where you come along with the due diligence. What's more important to them, living in the location or paying a low interest? If low interest, you just gotta show them the options that the lender that works with the developer will give them lower. And it's just the way things are.
I hear about somebody that.
Pretty much the
pays 2%.
The police force is co-signing for him too.
So it's 5%, that's actually smoking deal.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, those smoking deal opportunities are out there to be grabbed.
Yeah.
But what I say, I mean, already customers don't research like they should. And
That's what they
I
do.
wanna hope realtors do research as they should, at least my realtor did when I bought my house. You get what I'm saying? The opportunities are out there. Or at least refer to the right people if you don't know.
They are out there, and because I kind of blew Noriella's question off, because there's always reasons not to do something, like, what about when people say this, what about when people say that? You have to, that's just part of life, everyone has to move somewhere. Everyone has to live somewhere, if you have a family, you start having kids, your 2-bedroom apartment's not gonna work anymore. So you gotta go buy a house, so there's always something. And as Robert, you've been around a little bit, like not quite as long as I have, but I had interest rates of 17%, 16% when I bought my second home. So I still bought, but again, it was 120,000, but
My
Not
first
a lot.
one was 9%, and that was cheap
yeah,
compared
yeah,
to
yeah.
those days.
9%.
So there's no, yeah, also I paid on an arm, you know what an arm is?
Yeah.
Not this. Arm, and adjustable rate mortgage, 12.5%.
Yes, I went over 13%.
Yeah, 13%.
13,
What
14.
was your payment?
Ask me about it, it was about 3,000 something.
2,000?
It was 3.
3,000.
Washington, 2000. What was that? 2016.
I don't know about you, but when I took that interest rate at 12.5%, I was probably maybe 29, 30 years old. I was glad to have it. Felt fortunate enough to have it.
17 years ago.
Yeah. How many?
It's crazy, like it was in 2009, I think, 2009.
Was that your first home or
That was my first one.
you bought a home at 20 years old? What are you saying?
No, it was not 20 years old, was older than that.
Oh, okay.
But what I was saying is that I had an arm, it was just crazy, that's not a good idea.
No. Well, it's all you can do, so at the time, it's all you can do, or pay 17%, I wasn't gonna do that. Alright, so, the core value of your business, as I said, generating a steady stream of income becomes your asset, your legacy, and your exit strategy. You know what an exit strategy is? We know what that is when you get out of the business. You can actually sell your database. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit later, but if you have a great database, you can actually sell it. Business planning, create a roadmap for success every year. Start doing a business plan, guys. I mean, just here, we just did a business plan, by the way. We just did this. Don't make it overcomplicated. Pick out what you want to do to prospect every day. That you'll do something every day of your life in real estate. This is your new career, your new function, your new job. So if you don't like knocking on doors, okay, you want to knock on doors or not?
I can.
Yeah. You
I'm definitely not on the way.
you would?
Yeah.
Goose?
I'm not knocking on doors.
Okay.
I already have the doors somewhat open, and like my situation is a lot different.
Yeah. Robert, you want to knock on doors?
Whatever it's gonna take.
I like the attitude, I do. But
I think you can contact more people on the phone quicker than you can walking in and out of doors and knocking and not answering.
no, I've done it. I've done it before, but I hated it. Cold call. It's almost a waste of time. Because anyone to sit there and tell me it's a good idea, I can kill it every time. 100 people, you call. 10, you might get a hold of. 1, you might put in your database. How long are they gonna take you?
I don't know, rub the white pages and then we'll see.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. I don't even know what white pages are. It's still white pages.
For some people it works one way, for some people it works.
Yeah,
another way.
exactly.
You have customers, so you know that you give a call, it's gonna be easier for you than knocking the door.
For me, it was open house.
It's like different ways, so.
That's what I'm trying to say. Don't listen to all this training you're getting and all this, I watch a lot of YouTube, but don't listen, just find 3 things you're gonna do every day, knowing you actually might enjoy it. Do it. Mine happened to be open house. I love, because I owned a business for 15 years, a retail business. I love when people came to me and all I had to do was be nice to them. And put them in my database and call them and stay in touch with them. And eventually sell them a home. It worked like magic. It wasn't that complicated, but it was also many, many years ago. Is it different now? No.
So for you, I'm sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
for you, open house it works?
It worked awesome. I'm sorry, your first name?
Glendy,
Glendy.
Glendy, Glendy, Glendy. Glendy.
Glendy.
Yes.
Okay. Glendy. Yes, it worked. I was, again, I'm not bragging here, guys, so don't. I was rookie of the year global banker. I made the $1 Million Club. Oh, that was no big deal. And I also won a national award for, I took a listing or made a sale every month of my first year. Open house. My sister, who had been in real estate, said, forget all this nonsense that they teach you, sit open house every week, every weekend. I did that. Rain or shine. I think Super Bowl Sunday was the only time I didn't do it. Is it easy?
Nothing is easy.
I mean, it's not hard, but it's time consuming.
It's time to
People confuse being hard with being time consuming. That's
I had 2 young kids and I thought, I'd rather be home than dragging these damn signs around and putting them up and the heat. But look, if I could provide for my family, I was gonna do that. It was just plain and simple. So find open house. Who would want to do open house? Actually, okay.
I do it.
Yeah. What's the next thing on the agenda? I don't know, but farming, takes a long time to get started. It's another one of those
I
things.
like that idea too.
I like the idea of farming, yeah.
Then of course, this right here, what I'm talking about. All 5 people in your database. And just kind of stay in touch with the people you know, and it'll serve you very well. I promise you it will. Tracking, so your business plan is this right here. Figure out what your plan is. Maybe you don't want to make $112,000 a year. Maybe you want to make 60, maybe you want to make $1 million. Whatever those numbers are, you just adjust them to that. So you can break it down to how many people do I have to contact every day to make $500,000 a year, wow, shit, I mean, a lot, an awful lot, right? So just, that's your business plan, don't overcomplicate it, we've got plenty of business plans in your training and online and everything else, so. Use that if you like. Hold every number accountable and make course corrections needed to you. 4 laws of your database, build it, yeah, feed it daily, nurture it, maintain it. None of you guys are using the database, none of you using the CRM,
Yeah.
none of you at all. Hello?
You mean the,
I downloaded the app, but I haven't messed with it yet.
Okay,
like the MLS?
no, where you would put your client numbers and phone numbers and things
No,
like that.
I haven't seen that.
How many people know Excel? Have you ever worked with Excel?
What's with the graffiti?
I wrote this damn thing, now I can't get it to erase, but I've got the right marker. I'll get it to erase.
Alright, thanks again.
Have fun with it. Do it. What was it? So, yeah, so you gotta have somewhere where you keep your phone
The
number.
list of the people,
What's that?
the list of the people that
List
you
of
need to
people.
contact.
And for me, it was Excel, and people still use Excel for that. I mean, now Excel's like an old school thing, but for me, it was much more simple, I could see them all in one place, I didn't have a different platform for each one, and all I wanna do is just go down the list. But back to what you said,
So you do your own, so you,
oh yeah, I did, yeah, you don't have to do that. What do you mean you do your own, yes, you.
I do different things, but it's good to keep, I think that it's good to keep your own list, you've been working for it, so you put it on the system for the company, and then you're gonna leave it later.
Well, yeah, I
Leave.
didn't have enough money to have a system or anything like that, I just did it
Yeah,
myself.
so that's what I learned from you, I learned from everybody, so. Like
Good
you
for you.
said, then you get your own mindset.
That's my database.
Oh, okay, good. So as I said earlier, half joking, this is your database right here, guys. This is your database. This is your database right here. You have how many people you said earlier?
From me, I had like 200.
200.
Me like 10
You have 10?
from here.
Oh, how many you have in your, did you say what, how many people
You have all people in Washington,
in your phone?
investment property.
Right?
A lot.
A lot, 1,000?
Yeah, more than
And if you
1,000.
start talking to them.
Remember that my job was pretty much making calls,
Oh. Yeah.
like requesting loads, so I would call like probably like 100 people a day.
And how,
Yes.
and how many people are out of town? They're not in Vegas, all of them almost, right?
I have people from all over the country, pretty
Can
much.
overtime share.
So
yeah.
you could be the referral queen of 2024.
And then I know a lot of people in
Oh my God.
like a lot in Miami, in Florida, in
But-
Indiana.
but-
I used to live in Indiana.
You might want to think about becoming, just start with a referral.
Lead generation.
Because I have like friends and family that live in Miami that they already waiting for me to get my license because they want to buy, and I told them please wait so I can refer you to someone. Let me get my money.
Yeah.
So
And you don't have to use Realty One Group, but we have several offices in Florida. I think about 5 or 6 offices in Florida alone, probably 2 or 3 in Miami alone. Again, you don't have,
But
just
yeah,
find
I
an
don't think
agent
that-
down there, find an agent, make 25-30% all day, every day.
even though now I'm like on part-time, I'm doing Uber like on the side.
Mhm.
And every time a customer sits
Well-
down and they ask me, oh, you do this like full-time?
Well,
I'm like, no, I'm a real estate agent, I'm a realtor, and as soon as I get my car, I'll be providing cars, those people sitting down there, because I don't know, a lot of them, they're not even from the city, like 90%, but you never know if one of them can give me a call,
No, you
because
never know.
they like me.
There could be a $3.4 million person sitting in the back seat. I mean, really, there really could be.
So I thought that that would be something that will help me like in my daily to promote my business.
Good for
And
you.
even in this my son's school in the mornings, like I set my goal to at least talk to 2 or 3
Good
moms
for you. Good for
in the
you.
morning, like, hey, how are you? I just got my license, this and that. You want my number? Give me a call if you have friends.
But by the way, don't, if you want, I don't mean to step on your, but if you want, you better, instead of handing someone a business card, you're better off hooking them up
The
with
QR
our
code?
app. Huh?
The app from.
Yeah. Forget about
I
the
just
business
got
card.
it.
Business cards get thrown away. Business card, we're gonna toss in the garbage.
Mhm.
All you have to do is share our app. So Gabriel, I'm a realtor. We meet for the first time in line of Trader Joe's. We start talking. You know, Jim, I've been thinking about buying a house. Oh, yeah. How about if I were to give you something, an app, but share all the information that we as realtors use about every home in the entire valley? Would that be of help to you?
Of course.
Right? All right. All I need is your phone number or your email, and I'll hook you up with it right now. We can carry it around. And when you see a home on this app, all you have to do is push this button, it'll get a hold of me in about 2 seconds. And to my knowledge, we're one of the few companies that have something like that. I mean, there may be others by now, but we had this 5, 6, 7 years ago. And it's the most amazing thing ever. It's by far and you can go in the back office and know every time they go on there too.
Is that the one app?
But it's one app, yeah.
I gotta book it.
So this class is not about the one app, but if I have time, I'll show you how to do it, but find out how to do it, okay? Make sure you do it, make sure you do it. All right, so where were we? So you gotta build your database, of course. Here's where it all comes from. Again, I wanna focus on 3 things that you're gonna do. Can you guys all see that, okay? Can you see that?
Sure. Yes, I could.
Like how I asked you halfway before, halfway after the class is over, but, let's see. And again, some of these things are just marketing, they're not really filling your database. Website, that's marketing. Let's see. Online ad, that's marketing. Direct mail marketing, farming marketing, sign calls marketing. See, a lot of these things are marketing, including social media. I'm talking about getting one-on-one with people. One-on-one. So let's start with Hope Open House is on there, but not sitting on them. Oh, no, it's not. So I would say open house be number 1. Open house would be number 1. Number 1 to, especially when you're new. You want to see as many open houses as possibly can. Number 2, where we're gonna let's agree on something. Let's make number 2 one of these right here.
Farming.
Farming, okay, that's a good one. But when you're new and you need money relatively soon, farming is more of a long-term kind of thing. It's very good, it really is. Cold calls, no. Sign calls, no. Direct mail, unless you're planning on spending $1,000, well, close to $1,000 a month. Who wants to do that? I don't. You forget about direct mail, online ad, website, network group, another big one. That's the big one. Phone call, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Here's what I'm thinking. Fast forward. Right there. Fast forward, big time. Businesses you use, remember I said, anyone you give money to, you should be having them with your realtor. Community and civic, church. Medical pro, it's another one, medical pro. Neighbor, of course, family, activity. You see how it kind of narrows in and hones in on, and what does it say? Friends, family, past clients. That's your database far and away more effective than all that other stuff out in the outside there. I've done a lot of talking. Any questions at all? Any comments? Nothing?
Well, when you say open houses, is that just the open houses you have with your listings, or are you doing other?
No.
Find out,
Visiting.
find out anybody who's doing an open house and really.
I
be on
already
it,
went
see
to
if they-
visit
they
some.
Just go and show up and
Oh, okay.
start learning as much as you can, listening, and then maybe even talking eventually.
You might want to write this down, but there's several criteria for an open house. Number 1, what?
Be present.
No, I mean, to find an open house. Go online, go on your MLS. See where you want to do it. Number 1, find the area you want to do it. And number 1 should be vacant. Number 1, vacant. Okay. Number 2, especially in the summer, you want power on. Okay. Number 3, you want key any or really like quick access to it. Okay. What am I leaving out? Okay. Oh, the most important thing by far, make sure it's clear near a major road. Don't do some Don't find some listing buried in a neighborhood somewhere that no one's gonna show up to. You don't wanna do that. I promise you. If you're like where I live, right in Ridge Parkway, the heavily traveled road, you want 2, maybe 3 turns off of Horizon Ridge Parkway or Buffalo or.
Don't go to Inspirata, that's. I think an open house in Inspirata is a nightmare.
It's almost impossible. I lived there for 10, almost 10 years.
You know, I have customers in Inspirata and even with the GPS, it's hard to find them sometimes. It's,
I wouldn't waste my time with it, brother.
no,
The sign criteria is bad, they're busted for the sign.
everything is bad in there and it's hard to find. Because all of the streets, first of all, they're all villas.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they're all with long names. And they're impossible, like honestly, they're impossible.
No, you're right, so stay away from this, bro. Focus on homes that are easy to get to. How many signs do you need, roughly? I mean, minimum of 6.
Minimum what?
You should have a dozen, if not 10 or 12. And all I can say is go to the open house class, you'll learn how to do this. So that's how you fill your database. I mean, pretty much it. It's not overly, again, not overly complicated. So let's talk about how you might, maybe we can do some role playing in this group. Let's talk about just meeting someone for the first time. You've done that, right? So you meet someone, at the store, or maybe maybe they're your server at a restaurant. What else? Where else do you meet people nowadays? Meet them at a bar. I don't go to bars, but
Gym.
gym is a great place. Church. Where else?
Dog park?
Dog park. Oh, dog park. Excellent. Yeah.
Gotta go get a dog.
Huh?
Gotta go get
You gotta get a dog first. You don't need a dog.
No, but on it,
Quick one.
I mean, if you're not into pet, if you like pets but you don't like to have them, like I think this is gold. Ask your neighbor who has a dog if you like dog park. And you take the dog to the park and
Right.
just socialize.
Great. I got a
Now
better.
we give you my dollar, sorry.
There's 10 dogs out there. How do you know you're not one of them? Just go out there and stay.
Or no, or just go. I go. Sorry, I just had to see the puppy and start asking questions. That people love that. Let's.
My very first sale, my son was in junior golf. I'm standing next to another parent. There's a line of parents, and we started talking. He goes, "You're in real estate. I'm actually looking to buy a home. I actually went and looked at a new home the other day." I go, "Really? Let me help you." Boom, that was a sale. That was a sale in my pocket right there. It was just that simple. So let's talk about how that takes place. I mean, you guys seem like a warm, friendly group, so you won't have trouble with it, but again, you seem a little bit withdrawn, not withdrawn, but a little bit like me. You're not really out there all the time.
I talk to people when they talk to me,
Yeah.
and if I have to talk, then I won't,
You're more of a one-on-one type kind of guy, right? So
sometimes.
if we're gonna go, we're standing in line at pick a store. Or pick a scenario, we're sitting there watching our kids play ball, right? And we're talking. How might you broach the fact you're in real estate? How might you? We're sitting there talking, I'll say, "Hey, my name is Jim, how you doing? You are? Ken, hey, good to meet you, Ken. Which one of these kids is yours out here?
The pet shop.
Yeah. Yeah, the one sitting on the bench. And, okay, and what else? How might you, let's talk about it. So we started the conversation, then what do you do? Then what do you say?
I think I just start talking about whatever's going on, and then if it happens to come up, because I'm not gonna.
But you're trying to make it come up, you know what I mean? You're trying to get to the end game.
Building up to it.
I'm not talking about manipulating people, no. I'm talking about trying to put someone in your database, that's why we're here, right?
Mhm.
So, okay, so we talk a little bit and the conversation goes,
You ask them, what do you do for a living?
that's what I'm looking for right there. What do you do for a living?
Oh, by the way, I'm a real estate.
Whatever it works.
Well, they might ask you, what do you do? Now, you know,
I guarantee when you ask, what do you do for a living? Almost the next question is gonna be, yeah.
you have to make it about them as much as you want them to make it about you.
To feel
Yeah.
comfortable.
That's the point. If you forget anything else you're learning about, remember that one right there. It's not about you. You're gonna sit there and wanna talk about your experience, your talking, your whatever. You ever tell someone, "Oh, I just got a new car, you wanna come see it?" "Oh, I just bought a new car too." It's like. You just shit on my whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I just went on a trip to Europe, really, I went to Europe and I went around the world. Oh, okay, well, I guess mine doesn't mean it, screw you, do we know people like that,
My dad,
right?
Yes.
We all know people like that,
Mhm.
and I've been guilty of it, I'm
Me too.
sorry. Huh?
I'm guilty of it.
I'm guilty of it, I admit it. At my age, I don't give a crap anymore, I'll just admit it. But I can't, my wife really does that all the time. I said, babe, you gotta stop doing that, because you ever want to tell you a story, a very meaningful story.
Is she a realtor?
No, she
No.
just works at home. Yeah. And she's very quiet and, but when she's one-on-one like Ken, when we're one-on-one with people, she'll talk a lot. But
I'm like that too,
we're the same way, right?
because I was working on the medical, so I had to learn to deal with people and think that. I have to treat them the way I wanna be treated.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you learn that,
If
you
you
are
learn it,
more
yeah, learn it, know it, love it, make it about, ask questions about that. I see you got wearing a golf shirt, are you a golfer?
Oh, no.
No, I'm not, I'm asking you, dude, I'm saying role player.
Oh,
So these are things you gotta find out. I saw you drive up in a Mercedes, are you a car guy? Boom.
Do you live around or just like, do you live around?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
what
do you
part time do you
rent,
live?
yeah, or do you rent or you own your house? Oh, no, I rent, oh, have you thinking buying, I'm a realtor, by the way, if you ever like, into like.
you're like exposing yourself too much that you want business.
No,
No,
I don't.
you have to work in it, so.
You have to do
Let's
it.
say you might start talking about, I don't know, so when you.
sometimes when you came in, you came with your cards and we didn't know, you start giving out your cards, so.
I don't know, but that was on class number 2, because on class number 1, they already said about, they already
I don't
asked
know.
me about.
But I was not there, so I don't know, it's.
If I sit in a
have to
car
show
and
me
a
your
partner
card.
is sitting next to me and I wanna break the ice, I'll be like, oh, do you live, how long have you lived in Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh, I live for a year, oh, wow, that's amazing, do you rent or own your place? Oh, no, I'm renting, oh, cool, so you know that the market is really good now for buying, have you think about buying a house? Oh, no, I can help you out if you wanna like, just go like, open house, I can go with you and take you out so you can see how the market. You know, just things like that.
Wow,
You don't know.
DRL, are you hearing this, by the way?
Yeah, so basically build a network.
Yeah, but she did that like seamless, man, like as if you've been doing it your whole life.
She's having
But-
her right in the head.
Like I told you, I'm a deal hunter. When I was doing my dispatch job, I was a deal hunter. I would call people and I'll be like, "Can I get your load for 3,000?" And they'll be like, "Are you crazy?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not crazy. I'm just telling you my price."
Yeah.
Oh no, hang up.
Yeah.
5 hours later, the day is almost over, and that same person will be calling me, "Hey, do you still have the spot?
Yeah,
I can give you the 3,000." I'll be like, "Okay, I
Well,
can take it."
you did
So-
a very good job there, by the way.
So I'm,
So you are a hustler. You really
You're
are
a
a hustler.
hustler.
I knew my
Well, you
job,
got right to the point.
and you
did
can
that.
be afraid to talk to people. You have to like put,
Yeah.
you know, put it.
You got right to the point, but you didn't, not too aggressive.
You gotta,
Yeah.
I feel like
Don't do
you
my
gotta,
price. You know, I'm not saying that you are like a cheaper or something. I'm just telling you that that's my price for my truck
Right,
space.
right.
You don't want to pay? All right, thank
No,
you.
no,
Have a
that's-
nice day. Boom.
Cool. See,
Fine.
No, you know, with the moving business, I lose customers the same way. They don't want to pay $100 for a German Shepherd. I know exactly what you're saying.
A month later, they come back because the person who did it for $40 messed up the.
Oh no,
oh,
no, and sometimes they go for someone for $10. One of my customers actually on a poodle went to someone that charged him $10 less, and the dog ended up getting 6 stitches. So
oh, wow.
I'm a people person. I know how I like to talk to people. I'm not afraid to go out and show up and break the ice and start a conversation.
You
That's
will?
not a problem for me.
Hold on, DRL, do you want to say something? I'm sorry.
That's what we need.
you know, it's, I understand, everybody's point, because everybody has a different type of hustle and everybody has a different type of ambition,
Right.
you know, and it depends on what industry you were before and all that stuff, you know, that gives you confidence, you know, depending on what industry you're in prior to this. I admire what they're saying and all that stuff. As far as for me, like, it's a little bit harder to just be out there and just speaking to everybody and anybody, you know, with the times, you just never know, you know what I mean? For me, it's easier on social media. For me, it's more easier, although I understand cold calling and all that stuff and everybody on your phone, you know, but a lot of people don't like to answer their phones anymore. A lot of people don't even answer, not even your family. They just want to hear a text message. That's the culture now. You know what I'm saying? So unless you're out there on a coffee shop or at Starbucks, you know, reading a book or whatever. But the culture is people don't like to answer their phones. They like to text message. They don't, you know what I mean? Or they socialize through social media. So for me, I believe my network is absolutely through social media, and that's just my vision, like moving forward with real estate, just because people are attracted to pictures now versus conversations. You know what I mean? I feel like the people now are so antisocial, you know what I mean, in person.
I think all these wonderful tools we've been given are making us that way, but you're 100% on point, but
I understand I understand what you guys are saying. Like, you know, I understand that, you know, socializing and all that stuff, like that's great. You know what I mean? If you're in that position at that moment, you know what I mean? Like, I go to events and stuff and I do communicate that, you know, but I just feel like overall, like, in my opinion, social media is absolutely like
oh,
more valuable.
there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. You can actually, if you do it right, if you know what you're doing, you can do very well.
Yeah.
It depends if the person is a social
Yeah,
media
exactly,
person, it depends if the person likes.
There's a target market for it.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
an ability.
It's very, don't let anyone tell you different. Very doable. Very.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It just depends on the person. It's not for everybody. You know what I mean?
Right, so
Everybody has their style.
that's the point I want to make. Do what you feel. Well, I hate to
Right.
be comfortable because
Confident.
confident.
Yes.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Do what you
Exactly.
feel confident in doing. I don't feel confident in cold calling because I don't want people calling me. I don't
Exactly.
door knocking because I don't know if I get my head blown off by knocking on a door. And these days it's just totally different.
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
don't answer the door without a careful screening of the ring doorbell and look out a window and. I mean,
Like, who the hell is that? Yep.
when the Amazon truck comes, it's like all hell breaks out of my house.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have a friend that he's a broker and salesperson too. So he told me, lady, when you get your license, we go out and knock doors because nobody opened the door to me because I'm a man. They're afraid. People are afraid to open doors. But when they see a woman, they will open.
I like it, yeah.
That's what he said.
But if that works for you, Glendy, that's fine. Knocking on doors, cold
Yeah.
calling, I'm not gonna, I'm just trying to give you the most effective way to do this before you even venture out. And
Network. Yep.
build network, build your database. When I say network, I don't mean going out there and shaking hands like a politician. You go to a restaurant, here's what you do, what I used to do. I put my card in the check up, here's the check, right? Nice little handy folder, right?
Leave a tip, don't leave a dollar.
You got a tip pretty high though. You put your card, your business card, along with your freaking credit card. And what do they do when they come back? What do they say?
What is this?
I don't know.
For better or worse.
I walk away with your business card in hand and your card.
Right.
And the first thing I'm thinking, this son of a bitch better tip pretty good,
Yeah.
but so he was in real estate, he must do well. They come back and what do they say? First thing they say every time.
Are you?
And by the way, I do this from time to time. When I get a great server, like someone who really treats me well, I put my card there and go, you, Glenn, you should be in real estate. You're freaking, oh, you know, I've been thinking about that every single time. And I recruit, just like you guys do. You're recruiting buyer, I'm recruiting you. And we start a conversation, and my wife would go, he's a broker of a big company. It's like, yeah, babe, come on. But it's like, then they start to, I recruited my Uber driver the other day. I literally recruited her because she knew about every big realtor in town. I said, why are you not in real estate? I don't know. I never really thought about it. Well, at the end of the day, she was gonna call me. She never hasn't called me yet, but I said, look, I didn't really sell her, but at least I put the thought in her brain that she could potentially be a realtor. Robert, you were gonna say something, I'm sorry. No, okay. So, yeah, so you never know.
I was just saying, I was just gonna say earlier, don't forget about the question she asked, because I like to know too.
Yeah, okay.
As far as the
The valid question, in fact, I'll get that in a sec, but
Yeah.
your day-to-day life, okay? You meet and talk to a lot of people, and if you don't have it in top of mind, and I used to do this, like, again, old school, I used to put 5 cards in my top pocket. Again, I wouldn't really give out a business card anymore, but that represented the people I contacted every day. And if I went home at night and I put my stuff on my dresser, and those 5 cards were still there, it's almost like I failed today, in that regard. Because I got busy doing paperwork, I got busy working on my one deal I had, you know, that's another problem you don't want to be doing. You get focused on the wrong thing. The shuffling papers is much easier than going out and networking people, right? Or sitting in an open house. Or you take the owner of this company always said, I never want to see anyone in their comfort zone. Your comfort zone, you can't create or build anything in your comfort zone. It's easiest to sit there and just, you know, run some ads, do some farming. You gotta eventually, even social media, that still takes some energy, takes a lot of energy. Texting and this and that, and all that stuff. So back to your question, Diorella, you said, bear with me again, what did you say? What do you say when?
So the most common question is when you meet people, when you're talking to, you know, outsiders or networking, people always, the first question is, what do you do? Obviously, you say, I'm a realtor, yada, yada. But their first question is, what do you think about the market? That is always the first question.
Okay, so you want me to I don't want to be the only one answering. I need some help from everyone. So
Absolutely.
what
absolutely.
do you say? What do you say?
In my opinion, I always say it's either you want to buy or you don't want to buy. You know what I mean? It's never the right time, you know, because everybody always says it's not the right time. It's not the right time. If it's the right time for you, then pull the plug. You know what I mean? Don't look at the media. Don't look at all of these numbers. If it's the right time for you and your family, I think it's the right time to buy. You know what I mean? Because in 10 years, when that house is worth double, then you're going to regret this moment. You know what I mean? So that's always my answer. It depends on the person moment, you know?
You answered your own question, by the way.
I understand, but when they start debating the 8% and all that, that's basically, you know, that's basically my question. Like,
so they're just pretty much they're expecting you to be a realtor do and defend that position of you should be buying a house because it's the right time. That's all good, but the first thing I would ask, you say, what do you think of the market? That's what you're gonna get all the time, by the way. How's the market? Fantastic, right? Fantastic.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Our market was down? No, there's still plenty of sales being made. Trust me, I sign all the paperwork every day. For the first question back at them, they always answer with a question. Well, that depends if you're a seller or a buyer, right? I mean, which one are you? Well, I'm thinking about selling. Okay, then you got to go from that approach, right? And then if they're a buyer, yeah, but they're irrelevant. The market sucks. The rates are high and all that stuff. Robert, go ahead and do it.
No, I just repeated what,
okay.
I was just gonna repeat what you just said.
So,
They're sellers, buyers,
yeah,
bidders.
yeah, if you're a seller or a buyer. Buyers all
Investor.
What's that?
Investor.
Yeah, investor. Oh, yeah, well, there you go. There's another one. So you
That's
want
a
to
good
have, and if someone says, I can't buy right now because the rates are so high, and you simply say something along these lines, I get it. I mean, rates are high right now. And probably because it wasn't even maybe a year and a half ago when they were 3%. So all of a sudden we got this major shock of these so-called high.
That's not gonna happen again.
What's that?
That's not gonna happen again. The 3%.
Oh no, God no. I wish.
People still waiting. People still waiting for that.
Yeah. But that's a. It was 97. It's not going to happen again. So, but that we can't wait for that to come back because more than likely 90% says it's never going to happen again because if you look at the 50-some years of history, which I have, by the way, you go on our Facebook page, you can download it yourself. Rates have never gone that low in the history of home buying. So that's never gonna happen again. So what we have to deal with reality, where do you live now? Okay, I live in a, so you need to move, right? You need a home. Okay, and then you go into everything else. But you don't start defending, you just basically say, I guess what I'm saying is, you have to put it in perspective, 8%, believe it or not, it's probably. Am I right? Believe it or not, 8% is not that bad.
Compared to the last 10 years or so, yeah, but not
No,
20 years.
problem is, here's the problem. You have such high prices on everything. Yeah. And that's what's killing. So DRL, I would say something like this. Right now is a great time to be a buyer, from a buyer point of view. Why? Because there are homes sitting on the market every day, not being sold. If I show you a home and you like it and you want to push forward with it, I'm going to get you the best possible price because I know, number one, how long it's been on the market. I would know the motivation for selling. I'll get in touch with the realtor. We'll find out if we're even in the ballpark, but you'll pay, I'm hoping, below market, below what they're asking, and you will. I just made an offer on a condo.
Oh, so basically, because they've been sitting there for so long, it's more appealing, is what you're saying?
Yes, well, you don't want to lie to them.
And negotiated better.
You don't want to lie to them or even give them any kind of false information.
Right.
Did I lie? I said, chances are I can get you a good deal, because the home's been on the market 120 days, they're gonna want to sell it, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm not gonna go with it, we're not gonna go with an offer of list price like you have to pay. So you're actually in a good position, because back in the day, you had to compete with 15, 20 offers. Right now, you, because you're the only one making the offer, and you control the card, you control the game. So I almost would bet, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but any offer we make is gonna be substantially below this price. But by then, that's all forgotten. All you're trying to do is get them to go with this plan. I mean, just don't make promises you can't keep. Don't say, I guarantee you're gonna, so when you said your house will double, that's a little bit dicey because you can't guarantee, you start talking like that, then they're gonna, you want to, history has shown, when Robert and I have experience with it, history has shown that the market has gone up 25% every year. You gotta find this stuff out, whatever it is. And that's what you gotta say. Again, give the personal example. As I did. I had a house for 110,000, it's now worth about 425. I mean, what less than made $325,000? Doing what? It took almost 10 years, but still. I made an offer on a condo at 270 for an investment property. Condo was 275. I actually use a realtor, believe it or not, one of my realtors. But I don't do deals myself. I don't want to. I've always done that. And I said to my realtor, I go to my friend, I said, make an offer at 250. He goes, I'm never gonna take it. It's the only condo in there. I go, just make the offer. Okay, I will. I get a text while I'm sitting on my patio. They took it. No, nothing. No conditions. I go, well, there you go. Now I got scared. Shit. I didn't think anything taken. But use examples that you may not have a lot of examples right now, because you're going to hear enough when you're in real estate. Does that answer your question at all? I hope anyway.
Yeah.
So never there's always naysayers. What about the rate? What about the market? Well, I heard the market's going to crash. I heard this. I heard that. People still going to move somewhere.
We don't know.
I mean, you don't have a crystal ball in the first
No, it
place.
doesn't happen.
What's
Since
that?
COVID, we've been waiting for the market to crash, and it's not happening because banks are doing better. I sold my house, and then I was gonna buy a house before I come to Vegas, and then my son says, "No, mom, the market's gonna crash. Let it crash." I've been waiting for 3 years.
That's a great point. When we got COVID, all the offices were shut down. The owner of this company, Cuba, said, "We're not shutting down. We're not gonna play that game. We're gonna stay open on a limited basis. We wanted to say, but we're gonna do what everybody else is not doing. We're gonna stay open for 8. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be present." He goes, "I need you guys to help me out with some." We took a little bit of a deduction in pay, and we all rallied around the troops, and we thought, man, we are in for one hell of a ride. Not one person's gonna be buying a home anymore. And what happened, Glenn, what'd you say? The market went
It
right
went
through the
up.
freaking roof. It was insane, why did that, I still don't know why that happened,
I missed it, right?
I still don't know why that happened.
And after I saw my house, like 6 months after, the house was like 100,000 more than it was. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So it's not gonna happen. So we have to see the reality that even when people say, oh, no, it's not a good time. Well, it's not a good time, but tomorrow it's gonna be a worse
Oh, the
time.
worst time.
No, but the thing is, I really believe, I am actually a very firm believer that probably 2005 wasn't even a bad time to buy.
It was
I
not.
mean, no, the
Never.
thing is, people was just looking at it all wrong.
Yeah.
First of all, living is a
Being
necessity.
afraid. Being afraid.
People is too afraid of messing up their FICO score. And honestly, I don't agree 100% with everything that Dave Ramsey said.
Yeah.
But I do agree with this, is that actually your FICO is to prove that you can pay back.
Yeah.
It's all good it is. And there's nothing that a solid working and a solid income stream won't defeat the FICO. Just people are now just a little more work. Yeah, it's nice. Here you go to experience. There you go, get it, make it happen.
It's nice to have a high FICO, it's also nice to have, if I'm following Dave Ramsey's theory, I have my house paid off and I live debt free. Live debt free is one thing, but having your house paid off to me is not the way to go. I would take the money out of my house and buy an investment property without question.
No, I would do that too, because at the end of the day now,
Yeah, but see, it depends on the situation of the individual.
Yeah,
Because I could do this job and not worry about making tons of money.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Because I don't have overhead.
at my age, I'm not pulling money out of my house and going and buying property.
Yeah, at my age, I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that, but you guys paying your house off, good for you, but that money just never sit there.
no, I understand that, but especially because my mortgage is $600.
Yeah.
I pay 1,000 anyway. But the thing is, with that mortgage, and I can rent my house for 2,500, I don't even think. What I'm trying to say, if I pay off my house, I'm still gonna have about $300 of property taxes a month. So for saving 300, I just don't see, because my escrow is lower than my property tax. So I just don't see the point.
No, there's no point, there's no point.
Honestly, once I rent it, between write-off and everything and stuff, I think I'm not going through the hustle to save an extra $100 a month. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, you're right.
I mean, with this house, maybe my forever home, then that's different, because it's gonna be a bigger mortgage, and the difference between, unless I just refinance enough to not make it worth it. But that's the way I see it.
Anyone ever heard of Grant Cardone? No, never heard of Grant Cardone. You might wanna look him up, he's a major real estate investor, he said, your own home is a bad investment.
Yeah, because he's the only one not generating asset.
That's what he said, Cause you're not, what do you get out of your house? You get a place to live, you can do that anywhere. can go
You get full roof and you can put a tent on the.
I could never convince my wife of that, not in a million years, but, cause she wants to make her own house, we all want to do that, but. If we look at it from an investment or.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, buy your own home.
You put a lot of money into it.
Huh?
You put a lot of money
It's
into it.
like an alligator, you keep feeding it over and over and over again, you really do, I mean.
It's best off to spend more money on investment properties than on your own four walls and a roof.
Yeah, alright, so we answered that question, I think thoroughly, where we at, we gotta move on, come on. Let's have a briefcase. Let's talk about the app. Again, you wanna make sure to familiarize yourself with that app, for sure. Separate your contacts by source. And that's pretty much it. Hello, my name is Jim. From time to time, I run across useful updates about real estate market. I'm happy to send them to you as an email or snail mail, better for you. I like that line right there. You might use something like that or no? From time to time, I can run across information about real estate. I don't know, but the snail mail part, I wouldn't use that. Ask for the contact info. Make it a goal, make it an absolute goal to. Sorry, you're fine. Make it an absolute goal to make it a challenge yourself. What do we say, 2 people a day? 2 people a day. I could do that before leaving this building. I promise you. Because I would ask you and you, I mean, it's not that tough. It's not that tough. In fact, it's downright easy. Where we at? We're back to this again. Consistent message branded. method using a systematic approach. So how many of you have actually this is important, guys. So when you talk to people, think of 4 like a car: family, occupation, recreation, and dream. That's all deal points to actually open up a conversation about one of those things. And I think you touched on a few when you went to your deal, but you did, you absolutely did. Very important thing. Do this as soon as you can. Whether it be preferably an actual letter is the way to go. An actual letter. Maybe not an email, that's kind of, well, but some kind of note that everybody you know in your database, well, that you know their information for, then I can send them either a note, an announcement letter, a nice form letter, with you signing it on the bottom, an email, a postcard, a personal handwritten note, or a personal follow-up call. Do one, or if not all of those things, depending on the person. If you have an older person, maybe they don't do email. A younger person definitely not gonna want it. But everyone, when last time you got a piece of mail from someone?
My birthday from my auntie,
Right.
but she always sends a check and a card.
Oh, God bless it. But you always open it. When you see your name, when someone handwritten, you go, shit, what is this? But you throw away now, if you're like me, you throw away almost all your mail, right? But someone.
For sure.
Right? But if.
You know, it's,
Go ahead.
you know what's funny? Now they have this thing where I'm sure you guys probably know, but they have this thing where they take a picture of the mail that comes in,
Yeah,
and then you see it on your cell phone and on your mail or your email, and then it tells you everything that came in that day or the next day that's coming in. And sometimes I don't even go to the mail for like days because of that. You know what I mean?
I stopped using that because one of my 15,000 emails. Like, what's it called, like advanced info or something like that, or something like that.
I look at it every morning, to know what's coming in.
Yeah, what's it called?
Yeah. It screenshots or it takes a picture of all your mail, and I'm like, not worth it. It's not worth the walk.
If you see a nice little smaller envelope, a note, handwritten, I bet you're gonna be out in the mailbox opening that up.
I do, if I see a handwritten letter.
You go right to it.
I always do open that one up.
Good. It'll see. And then you're gonna call up with a follow-up, and you get the note, like, you wanna say something in the note, but hey, I'm gonna go say it, I wanna say a house, you wanna say something like, just following up with you, or say something where it's meaningful to you, yes, brother.
No, I was just laughing because I just got one in the mail with handwritten.
And what is that?
And they wanted me to sell it in my house.
Yeah.
But they made an offer, we'll give you 250,000. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I give myself 250.
yeah, exactly. So do that social media plan. Comment, like, post. Who can do this every day? Not real tough.
I know, but it's easy to do, but it's hard to like keep up with the maintenance because it can become monotonous. And
When I do marketing for a company on my email, on my social media, I did it last night while I'm sitting on my couch. I have to go to TikTok, I go to Facebook, I go to Instagram, I go, holy crap, man, it took me like almost an hour to do this. But sometimes it's worth it. What we're talking about here is reaching out to people, which I'm sure is your relative, 3 comments daily, 3 comments or likes, and 1 post a week. I mean, 1 post a week seems a little bit low for me right now, because you should maybe do 2 or 3 a week.
well, but at the same time, you want your post to have value. And if you're just gonna post for the hell of it, you lose reliability. So I believe as you get experience, as you get more and more listings, then you have something different to talk about instead of the same.
But to me, value is something about the interest rate, something about the median price, something. We have all this in our information for Realtor One, we can go find it in a second. It's all there for you. Right? Post it. All you have to do is post it. Always focus on a positive, cooperative, and happy people. It's your business. As I always say, your business is.
This is not easy because even when we say, I learned, it's not about me, it's about the company, because the company is with me.
Amen.
So that makes me feel better and more confident. And but when we say something there, we haven't sell any house, so it is like I think that this is my opinion. Because I've been having to learn the hard way the weeks I've been coming, that if you are really like, you wanna do social media, but you have nothing to say in there. It's good to go find the people, and after you find people, then you have more to say.
Yeah, you
So
gotta-
that's my perception.
No, you're right, you gotta build it, it doesn't start like overnight, that's why it takes a little time. But if you do comment and like and all that stuff, it pays off, because again, this is what I do. I go out and find realtors that I become friends with, and I like something, I just won an award, I like it, I make a comment, congratulations. It's paid off immensely, I'm just telling you that. Because a lot of times I get, my own broker didn't say congratulations, and here you are saying that to me. Oh, well, you know, I work with realtor, blah, 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 I don't know that. But it works, it works.
Yeah, it's a learning process. I was
Exactly.
very crazy in the beginning, it didn't work.
I think the best way to promote at the beginning is using your own personal social media.
Yeah.
Cause there's, all the people you know and you know, will like follow you or commenting or sharing. Cause if you just made a page for Realty One,
No.
Daily Realtor.
Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
There's no
don't
one
do it.
following you, no one knows you,
No,
so I think that once you grow on your own personal page, then you can tell people, oh, I'm opening my separate page for my business, and if you can go and follow me on my new page, then you can open like just for realtor. But at the beginning, I believe for myself that it's better using the personal social media.
You know, you guys are a very smart class, by the way. I've talked to the class. You guys are pretty advanced, you really are. Like that statement right there, you're gonna hear people say, you gotta have a business page. No, don't even do it. Don't resist, don't do it. Maybe on Instagram, because I don't know, Instagram's a little different story, but don't do a business page. People aren't gonna go there. And just do your own personal thing. Just remember, whenever you post something on real estate, like a listing or something like that, you might say once in a while, this great listing, I just, you know, I just saw these model homes, do a tour, a video, always give your license number, Realty One Group, or else you're gonna get fined like $500. You don't wanna do that. Promise you.
I think Tim was talking yesterday about filtering everything through Wendy and well, at least in our office.
You do? Okay, good, all right. Smart move.
What do you mean?
Yeah. So pretty much, let's just say you wanna give me this as your listing with your name on it, show it to them before it goes live. Have them approve it, initial it, and then that way, if something's wrong, it's not on you.
Yeah. But
Oh,
you
that's
gotta,
supposed to be
remember, your broker, realtor, and your license number, you'll be fine. Even if you share something.
Yeah, but it's, it has to be equally. You cannot put your name and license and Realty One like this. You need Realty One needs to be at the same level or higher than you. No,
Yeah.
they need. You cannot just minimize your realtor. Your realtor has to be at the same level or bigger than you.
Yeah, very good, very good.
The best thing I can tell you, they say go and check other people that are doing.
Nah, yeah, but if somebody else messed up and they didn't get caught, you can get caught.
Yes and no, because
Just
you
like
know
I said.
do it. You have to see and then ask them to just to give you a guide.
But just be active on social media. I know a lot of people still, for whatever reason,
We're
resist.
gonna follow, what's his name? Urella.
Don't.
Yeah, she's
People
good.
like irrelevant on social media.
Yeah, you can start a side business here.
You need to give us your,
Your
I'll-
tip.
I'll pay you to manage my social media. Yeah.
I know what you mean, but like my son came to me about my Facebook's good. You know,
Yeah, late 2007.
you need to get a Facebook.
Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just come to your classes and recruit.
yes,
But-
why you need-
I'll pay you to manage. I'll pay you to be my social media manager.
Yeah, we need somebody
Exactly.
because they don't, it's not.
What?
But why?
I already run 4 of them, so
Just
Wow, there
because,
you go.
but we need it, so.
We-
it's
It'll be
like-
money well spent, Uncle Sam will take care
But
of it.
if you have the money to spend, I'm sure DRL won't charge you, she'll charge you a fee, so.
Right?
But if you don't, you gotta do it yourself, it's not all that hard. Like I said, I got my Facebook page in 2008, I said, I'm not getting on Facebook, that's that thing kids use to take pictures of their food and. Yeah, but.
Back then, actually, it wasn't as easy as today.
What did it turn out to be? It turned out to be, because I remember MySpace, that was just total. And then we remember, you do?
You guys remember Photolog
No,
before MySpace?
got me there. Is that like
that one.
No, Photolog was like the extremely very first social media, before social media was even a word.
Oh, wow.
It was obnoxious.
Oh,
Everybody wanted to have it, but it was the most obnoxious thing.
You didn't put pictures,
No, you did put pictures.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it was obnoxious. You could get one picture every 48 hours, only 5 comments, and it will piss you off because the very first comment is like, hello, hi, blah, 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 and already you lost your 5 comments. And that was obnoxious.
but you realize Snapchat still a thing? I haven't done it.
Snapchat wasn't really that big.
Snapchat, and then you're gonna.
It wasn't even really that big.
So the point I'm gonna make is pick 2 or 3, 2 maybe main focus platforms you're gonna use. Don't use Snapchat, I think that's it. LinkedIn is another amazing way to get customers. And it's not, you don't post on it that much, you just put your information out there once in a while. Let's see, what is it, servicing the lead, 48% never follow up with, boom. Never follow up with the prospect, it's a bad habit to get into. 25% people make a second comment and stop. Love it. Tell people only make the contact and stop. The other numbers, just apply everything to the 80-20 rule, everything. You wanna work with 20% of people, not the whole mass, focus on the 20. Focus on 20% of prospects. Focus on 20% of social media, okay? Sales that are made after the 3rd contract, 5%, 0.05%. Sales that are made in the 4th. Look, see this guy? 5% are made on the 3rd contract. 10% are made in the 4th. What does that say? Anyone read that?
80% on the 12th contact.
Would you ever want to contact people 12 times before you?
I don't mind doing that.
Okay. Anyone else? I think I'm bored on a raft of myself.
Yeah.
12 times?
Well, but you have a higher possibility of closing the deal.
So what are the contact? Contact maybe a personal note, contact maybe on an email.
No, a warmer lead, definitely, not a cold lead.
But that is the proof right there. Sometimes I feel like when I recruit someone, I'm bothering them because I've called them 3 or 4 times. But that right there will tell you what you need to do. 12 times. That seemed a little excessive, Ken, no?
Yeah. I mean, 12 times in a day or 12 times in a period of time.
Well, Goose, you said it earlier. If you call with some kind of value, no, it's not, you're not bothering.
No, no.
If you call and just say, what do you think? Are you ready to buy now? Don't think that doesn't happen a lot. What do you think?
No. What do you think? No, you gotta tell them what you think. But like I said, I have a degree in marketing. I've done this a lot, but and it is what it is. Sometimes people don't know what they want, and it's up to you to
Until you show it to them.
exactly.
Right. Yeah,
You gotta create the value.
you do. Don't just call for no reason. You gotta create a reason to call. Convert leads, identify and want the need to use consultative approach. I love that. Listen, God forsake, listen. Constant communication and keep clients informed. Even though there's no new information to report. Operating your online, wow, you're gonna be going online, really. So if I were to Google. Ken? Would I find you online? Okay, anyone else?
Yes, you'll find me.
I'm sure, that's why I didn't call it, you do, that's right.
Oh,
I
I
was gonna tell you,
Right now, no, I don't think so.
so you gotta start working on it.
Yeah.
And how do you do that? How do you do
Well, I have a daughter, but that's all she does.
that? Okay,
As soon as I get the license, I got the laptop and then she'll, actually, I have a meeting with her after this meeting.
I'm gonna ask you relevant, social media quick. How do we increase our visibility on the internet?
How do you increase your, I'm sorry?
Your number one bullet point here. How do we increase our visibility online?
I would say
Keywords,
What-
algorithms. Algorithms.
Right, but I mean, where do we go to do that? I mean, we just say, how to increase your visibility, you gotta go, you gotta be seen to be found, right? Algorithm.
Sure. It's basically opening pages, hashtags, interactions with different types of pages. It's basically like the niche that you're going for. You know what I'm saying? Like what you're going for, what industry or what group of people you're going for. So, you know, it's opening those pages, interacting with people, and you know, just stuff like that. You know, it's
I think you should, if for me, I would probably create an account on LinkedIn, create an account on Facebook, because whenever I Google something, that's all I get, the first 5.
so it's kind of like let's just say my mom is always on her cooking page, and
Yeah, exactly.
she's only, so the algorithm is always going to give her cooking pages and cooking people and networking with cooking, the industry of food. But she needs to start moving towards, let's just say, real estate. Then you start looking at different types of pages, hashtags, communicating with different people that are in real estate versus you're always stuck on the food industry. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're not looking everywhere and you're just stuck in one algorithm, then you're just going to be there all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's basically my theory is expanding. It's kind of like networking or like you guys were talking about earlier where you talk to different types of people. It's the same thing on social media because people don't realize they're just watching cooking channels all the time. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like expand.
Social media is like this. In real life, you walk into a room or a wedding
Yeah.
or a major function and you hang out by the wall all night and you don't talk to
Yeah, exactly.
nothing, right? But if you mingle with everybody and get involved, it makes
Yeah.
a freaking difference.
Exactly. If you walk into a class and you always sit in the back or you always sit on the side because that's what you're used to because you're uncomfortable,
Yeah.
then you're just listening through the back. But if you sit in the front and you're engaging, you get a different perspective of everything. You know what I mean? Same thing with social media. If you just expand and move around and explore different pages and hashtags and see what everybody's conversating on different groups, you know what I mean? That's kind of what the idea of this is. So that's how.
By the way, before I forget, you guys gotta go on YouTube and you'll learn all you ever know about everything on YouTube. I haven't watched TV in 3 years. I go to YouTube,
Yeah.
I'm in the car, so I'll do my car show, they have my channel to go to. But I always wanna say, you know what? I met Goose today, he's a dog groomer, what the hell is that all about? I'll go dog grooming. But next thing I know, I got dog grooming for the rest of my life now, they think I'm a dog groomer. I'm just saying, go on YouTube, you're gonna learn all the, how to be a realtor, how to pass a real estate exam. What do I do the first year in real
They even teach you how to cheat on proctoring exams now, which I think is unethical, but
Yeah,
they go that far.
well, if you're gonna cheat, then it says something about your whole career, you don't wanna be.
No, definitely not. But I've seen those videos on YouTube. I mean, I never take a proctor exam. My house is not that quiet. I have 2 huge dogs plus my wife. That she sees me at the house, she needs to ask me for something. So I'm just still also I sign in for exam, but
Yeah, but
I mean they have it to that extreme.
everything you
They're
need,
very not positive.
how to be a social media expert on real estate. You'll get 450,000 videos out, and the better one will come up first. I hope y'all have smart TVs at this point, right? I just go to you, I don't ever go anywhere, I go to YouTube, I don't want this.
Do you pay your YouTube premium membership
Oh yeah, God, yeah. Oh,
with
yeah.
no ads and stuff?
$15.99 every month, yeah, 15 or something like that. Oh yeah, I have, that's I can take away everything I have. Hulu, HBO, I don't have HBO, but I have Hulu, and YouTube, I have YouTube, TV too. What was the, I have some other.
Netflix,
Netflix, there you go. I really want Netflix. My wife's the one who wants Netflix. And by the way, Pinterest, we're talking about platform. Go on every platform known to man, Pinterest, even Pinterest, believe it or not. Does anyone know what that is? Okay, go on Pinterest, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, what am I leaving out? Twitter, go on all of them. I don't go on Twitter, Twitter's dreadful, it really is. Last time I went on there, like, all of the people beating people up, it's like, you know, airplane fights and, yeah, it's very negative. The point is, when someone Googles you, so Glendy, are you so, I'm gonna put you on your listing online, I'm gonna promote it. Well, that's funny, because I looked you up and I couldn't even find it, you're not even online anymore. You don't want that, you want people to Google you and have you come up in at least one page full of stuff. And if you go on the major social media platforms, they will, your name will come up. That fair thing, Dear?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so where we at? All formats, including website, social media. Let's see. Do I need an online presence? Hell yeah. It's, by the way, you have a free website with Realty Wonder. Should be using that thing.
yes, I was actually, before the class, I was trying to figure it out, but
Well, first thing you should do is create a URL with GoDaddy. Goose the dog groomer show Las Vegas, whatever you want to do. The dog groomer realtor.com.
yeah, I'm trying to get all my new line as well, everything established, and I'm already planning to meet up with Tim to move forward with that, guys. Yes, I want my virtual card and my website, so I can actually start
Good for you.
harvesting.
All right, well, pre-qualify as an office or expert, what's that? Well, oh, dude, I'm gonna increase your online presence, yeah. If you tell someone you're active online and they can't find you, you lose credibility right there and then, you really do. Of course, Google, there's all the social media platforms, this is kind of old information, but what do they say about 80% of home searches begin where?
Online.
Online. Thank you. There are more platforms that lead. Be aware the cost can be very high per lead. Yes, they can. Don't waste your money on that. Don't spend money on buying leads. It's a waste of time and money. Totally. No matter what anybody tells you. Unless you're prepared to spend at least $25,000 a month, who can do that? I mean, so result videolicious, that's just video anymore, and it's pretty much what it is. So let's have your last minute comments or questions or. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about real quick, but yeah. What are some of the CRMs you can use nowadays, right? Again, I hate to even talk about this because many of these are outdated. I think we even have one on the MLS system. Does anyone know if we do or not? Anyone look at that? If I did my MLS, you guys have seen it before, I'm sure, right? There we go. What's the state? Prospects? All right, so until you actually get a really good CRM and have the money to do that, just use this right here. Look at this. It's all here for you. It's totally free.
Already with your GLD.
With you, yeah. Did anyone know that? No.
Well, so you saying that my $125 a month prepaid gives me a free secretary.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much, exactly. Now, obviously, I haven't contacted these people, one with my wife, but there you go. I mean, this is very simple to use. Here's your listing. How they're doing, your contact, your calendar. I'm not a fan of some of the things that the board gives us. Because some of them just a waste of time, but this is not one of them. This is actually a pretty decent CRM you can use. And it does have birthdays and everything else for you right here. And all kinds of other tools over here. So use this. You want to write some of the names down, I have one, realtyjuggler.com. That's another one. Sync, C-I-N-C, which is our CRM. Top producer, another one. All extremely hard to use. And expensive, they're gonna cost you minimum $100 a month, minimum. So there it is for you, right there. That's all you need. Use it. No, it's love it. Now, how do I add a contact? Let's see.
So that's the CRM from
LDR.
LVR.
Yeah, totally free.
That would, you will never lose that one, right? Because that one is,
Exactly.
if you leave the company, you still have access to that one?
Boom, exactly.
That's what I. That way.
And that's the problem with some companies, they'll do that.
Just don't forget that when you sign the agreement, it belongs to the broker, not to you anymore.
Well, some companies do that. Some companies want your database when you leave. So we don't do that. We don't own, that's why some people don't use our system because they think we have control of it. We don't have control of it. So in that case, as you brought up, if you leave the company, you still have it. And you'll actually, look, it's all done for you. It's like the best CRM I've seen in a long time. It's very simple. I mean, real simple. I don't sell.
So you go on dashboard and then what's the next?
Well, again, it's got here's the birthdays. Mine is not good. Mine's weak because I don't really use it. But it just shows you what your birthday coming. It reminds you of the birthday or appointment. Things to do. Property showing. Your listing. How many listings you have? And every one of them be right here. Okay, advanced search. You can do a search for MLS right there. Hot sheet. Look at all these active. But things will come up. You do a search for somebody and you save it, it will come up here. Like this right here, Aspen Peak, and here's all the contact. Calendar, we can track your calendar. I use Google Calendar. I might think about using this. It's pretty cool, actually. Not bad, right? What didn't I talk about? What didn't I cover? We answered DRL's question. What else is there? Are you ready to go out and talk to the world or what? Are you just like
You weren't kidding, this is probably one of the best classes we had.
oh
I know in the aspect like the value of it.
good. Well, okay, so having said that, I'm gonna give you one more thing of value. Thank you, Goose. I didn't call you Goose online, right? What was your name?
I think you did, but doesn't matter, Gonzalo.
Did I promote your dog walking business, dog grooming business online?
No, we just mentioned it right out, but that was about it.
I was trying to make a statement because I use a dog groomer. My wife does. I don't want to keep talking about it. Everyone needs a dog, right? At least we do. So RPR, remember this too. Don't lose the track of the RPR thing. I hope that won't run over. I don't want to keep you guys here, but this is freaking amazing. All right, so let's talk about, allow. Who has a property that they know the value of? Robert, that property you said the rental property might be worth $350, you said, or something like that, or what?
What property?
You said you bought a property years ago.
You want a property to look up?
If you don't mind, I mean,
Sure, no, I have one I just bought earlier this year.
Yeah, that one, whatever.
I just gotta go to Zillow. Give you the address. It's Blowing Pines.
What's the number?
Gotta look that up.
Blowing pine?
Blowing Pine.
Blowing. BLOWING?
Just second, that blowing, BLOW, just a second.
Good.
See. 8572 Blowing, BLOWING, Pines Drive.
It'll come up, what, well, there it is right there. It's in Las Vegas, 89143.
Yeah.
And that property, according to RPR, it's usually right on the money. But we're somewhere around $329,000. Again, you have to factor in a little bit of market. How do you do that? You come over here. Look, here's everything right here. That CMA value, refined value, everything you need right here. Market trend, CMA. So I'm going to have used this in a while. Bear with me. There you go. There's all the information on the house itself. And I mean everything. I mean everything. Refined value. So there's what I'm looking for. So here we go. So let's talk about local market conditions. They're about a little bit below average right now, aren't they? Not much. But there was a time when I would take this thing go over here. Now I'm just gonna go right about, come on. I'm gonna go a little bit, yeah, come on. Yeah. Home exterior condition, is it phenomenal, or just like it's normal?
I just bought it and I just went through it, so it's pretty
Inside
clean.
or outside?
Inside,
Okay, so interior condition, it's all good.
it's all clean.
Superior?
Huh?
Is it better than every other house in the neighborhood?
I don't know, I never been to it.
What, when you say went through, what would you do?
The CMA?
Pretty much it's tile floors, all the bedrooms have laminate flooring, brand new.
Oh, cabin?
Painted it, new doors are nice, kitchens, I mean, it's just clean, it's nice.
All right.
But
New
does it have
toilets.
high-end things or?
It's basic, it's a rental, so it's just.
Lot
So,
size?
new toilets, new stove, new, yeah.
Oh, is it on a bigger lot than normal or same?
It's not big, not a big house, not a big lot,
Is there a
it's a
view?
great rental, no view.
Is there privacy at all?
Well, you have your block wall.
Okay. So normally, I don't know why it didn't work, it's usually we'll bump it up, but let me see, why didn't I do it?
Update facts,
Huh?
and go up there, update facts.
Oh, update fact. Yeah, they always throw something in there like that.
Still the same,
Oh, it's still not doing it. Anyway,
it's come down quite a bit.
let's see, probably, I'm gonna try something else. Let's see. Market, I'm just gonna, definitely had a good market, really good market. Wow,
Gotta update facts.
where?
Up there where you just did.
Right here? I did
No,
that.
no, raise it a little bit right there.
You
Bottom
got
left
that?
corner.
There, right?
Yeah.
And it's still not doing anything.
Oh, well.
Normally it'll change. That would be somewhere around $350,000. And does anyone know how to do a CMA? So this is basically a CMA, competitive market analysis. They'll give you a really quick, if you have somebody call you and say, what do you think my house is worth? Go on here. And always use a range, by the way. Don't ever say, your house is worth 329, 340. Anywhere between 325 and 335. Around there. But this is a good quick snapshot. So, and here's the coolest part about it is it creates this amazing report. I think this computer is wacky right now. It's not working with me at all. It creates this amazing report of all the properties, any property you can ask for. So let's do a quick report. We'll do all these different reports. We'll report. Takes 1 second. What's that? 0 minute. We'll wait for that. Let's see if we have a sample somewhere. So the report. Here we go. And with our logo up there, though, that's in your information right here. So if you go to a listing, you can say, I spent all night working on this report. Don't lie. No, I'm just kidding. Don't lie. Well, there you go. There's all the info. talk about the company a little bit, what we're about, come on.
That's MLS though, right?
Come on.
Okay.
RPR, didn't have one. Look, it even has a little quick listening presentation right here. And then it goes into the information about the house. And the value.
And this is pre-appraisal,
Pardon me?
but then, let's just say the leasing goes on. What is that you need to get an appraisal or this to show a
You
buyer?
really know you need to pray.
So this is just an estimate
Yeah.
done by a reliable source, but it's not the final decision.
No,
Okay,
final decision is to sell.
Okay.
They may say,
Is
Well,
it
My
350?
property is worth 500,000 if you're willing to pay me 500,000.
yeah.
Yes. Seller has a
So
final.
it's, if you offer me 100,000 and I take it, it's worth 100,000.
Pretty much, pretty much.
So it's basically,
Thank you.
Well, are you in the, what school is it again? Oh,
They couldn't put a normal name.
this is the, this is the, your rental property, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me. So is this gonna be recorded? Cause I have to head out.
Yeah, I believe so,
Yeah? Okay, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good one, have a good day.
It was a great class. Thank you guys. Have a good one.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Think about getting
Bye.
your own business. I'll be your first client for social
Fair,
management, seriously.
fair enough. See you
Yeah.
guys next week. Okay, bye.
Appreciate it. So yeah, we're gonna head out anyway, but use that guy. When someone wants to list their property, take this report with you.
So the RPR was on the MLS website?
yes.
Yeah, I'll show you one more time.
Yo vivo en Durango, pero hasta